Hello everyone, welcome back to Front Page MMA. Today we're going to be doing episode 2 of MMA Opinions, the series that we're doing now where I look over some of the tweets I've got off Twitter and respond to the most interesting or bad, good opinions that I've got of some of the followers. So without any more introductory stuff, let's get on to the first tweet. So the first tweet comes from Don MMA, who says, every women's division apart from strawweight is dead. Now, I wouldn't say that divisions are dead per se. Featherweight is dying a slow death, but the other ones, there's still definitely life there. The contenders are still there. The only issue is that the champions are so far ahead of everyone else. I think when the time does come that Nunes, Shevchenko decide to call it a day, those divisions will start to flourish because you see the belt changing hands more often. More contenders can actually push further up the division and actually take the belt, and yeah, it would make for a whole lot more fun watching those divisions, to be honest. It's got to the stage where you watch these women's title fights, and if Nunes is fighting, you know she's going to win. If Shevchenko's fighting, you know she's going to win. Strawweight, there's some life there. Wei Lai Zhang's a new champion. Wei Li Zhang, I always say that wrong, but so I'd say strawweight's fine, but when it comes to bantamweight and featherweight, flyweight, I always get them mixed up for some reason. Yeah, when it comes to those three, I think when it comes to flyweight, bantamweight and featherweight, when the champions do vacate, I think that's when the division will really come into its own and people will take more interest because it won't be so predictable. So for that one, I'm going to have to disagree. The next tweet comes from Red White Gunner, who says, I actually miss Colby even though he's so annoying. Genuinely want Conor to be ballsy enough to take him on at 170. Now, as much as this fight interests me, I think it's a horrible stylistic matchup for McGregor, so I don't reckon I'd be interested in fighting Colby. I don't think he's really said much about Colby in the media either, so there's a chance McGregor might know that himself, that it's not a very favourable matchup in terms of the styles. We all know McGregor, like I said in the last episode, his cardio isn't that bad of an issue, but he does take a dip in the sort of mid-section of a fight, especially a 5-rounder. You'll see him really slow down the pace, whereas Colby can keep up the exact same pace from the first bell to the last. So there's a very good chance that if that fight was to happen, Colby's just sheer pace and cardio endurance would get him the win. I don't see Colby knocking him out or even submitting McGregor, but I think he'll just grind it out and make it a really ugly, horrible matchup for McGregor. So yeah, I don't see McGregor taking that fight, but as far as you missing Colby, I'm in the same boat. I think he's really entertaining. Obviously he says some things that can come close to crossing lines, but if you watch videos of him kind of outside that character, you see he seems like a pretty good guy. So when you separate his alter ego, as you say, to the guy himself, he's a lot more likeable and you can appreciate the act he's putting on. So for that one there, I'm going to say I would agree with that one. So the next tweet comes from MMA Visual, who says, Burns has what it takes to upset Nightmare Usman. Even in Usman's strongest positions, Burns can finish the fight. I got the heavy upset in this one. So I don't think it'd be that much of a heavy upset. I think when the betting lines open for this fight, I'm sure they probably have already, but I haven't seen them. I'd be surprised if the lines kind of suggest that Usman is that much of a heavy favourite, because we've seen recently how dangerous Burns actually is. He's got knockout power, he starts Maya, and then against Woodley he displayed that he can also just go 5 rounds, grappling, striking, wrestling. He's got it all really. He's really shown that he's the full package and he can go 5 rounds without too much hassle. He didn't slow down too much, if at all, in the Woodley fight, so it's a very, very intriguing matchup against Usman. Obviously Usman himself is a phenomenal fighter too, but yeah, my point is that I don't see it being that much of a heavy upset if Burns does beat Usman. Like I say, he's the complete package and he's got all the makings to be a champion. He's eager to fight. It doesn't work too well in the whole fighter pay negotiations, the fact that Burns is happy to just take what he's given in order to be active and get back in there and fight and take these opportunities. But it's a good thing from a fan's perspective because we know that he's going to just want to get in there over and over again. If he was a champ, he'll be a really active champion from what we've seen so far. So it'd be quite good to see him hold the belt because, yeah, constant defences, and it'll let us see how good Burns really is if he can defeat Usman and then go on some sort of a title reign. So I think Burns does have what it takes to upset Usman, but it's not going to be an easy one, that's for sure. So for that, I'd say I agree with you, but it's not a heavy upset. The next tweet comes from Jaden Killian, I think I'm saying that right, I apologise if I'm not, who says, Usman would maul Khabib. Another Kamaru Usman based tweet. Usman probably would beat Khabib fairly simply. When you watch Khabib, all his wrestling kind of happens at the cage wall, whereas Usman is a great wrestler from the middle of the cage wall, or anywhere in between. When it comes to grappling, I would give Usman the edge, and obviously when it comes to striking too, Usman does seem like the better striker overall, so I think kind of no matter where that fight goes, Usman is going to have that little edge, not to mention the fact that he's so much bigger physically, which can play a part when it comes to the grappling exchanges. So with Usman's strength advantage, striking advantage and grappling advantage, I would need to say that Usman probably would maul Khabib. I agree with that one. MMA Cookie says heavyweight and light heavyweight are the two weakest divisions in the UFC. Now when it comes to light heavyweight, there might be a little bit of a case to be made. When you look at the rankings, you do still have guys like Shogun Rua still ranked. The guy's a legend, but he's well past it, and just the kind of talent pool isn't as high as the other divisions in the UFC, so I can kind of see where you're coming from when you talk about light heavyweight like that, but heavyweight, I can't say I agree. When it comes to heavyweight, obviously we've got Stipe as the champion, Daniel Cormier, Ngannou, Blades, Volkov, Jairzinho even, Walt Harris, throw him in there. So I've just named a bunch of guys that I do think have the potential to be champions or really be at the top end of that division for a long time. Obviously you have Cormier and Stipe who need to sort out their trilogy, but after that I can see Ngannou taking the title and then keeping it for a fairly long time, but there's no shortage of contenders there to challenge for that belt, so heavyweight actually is quite entertaining division for me to watch personally. And that's not to say I don't like light heavyweight, it's just I think the talent pool in heavyweight is much deeper than it is in light heavyweight, so I would semi-agree with your tweet, not entirely. So the second last tweet is from Ross18, who says Max Holloway beats Volkanovski in the rematch at UFC 251. This one, straight away I'm going to say I disagree. I do really like Volkanovski, but I'm going to try and not be biased. I just think in the first fight between the two, Volkanovski kind of just had Max Holloway's number. It was one of those fights where it was a kind of total shutout. Volkanovski just had an answer for everything Holloway threw at him, and I've not really seen much to suggest the second fight would go any different. It depends, obviously, the changes that Holloway's made in his camp, and I can only assume Volkanovski's been building on his skills as well, so really I don't know, but from the facts that we have and what we've seen, there's nothing to suggest that the second fight would go any differently, so I'm going to disagree because I think Volkanovski is going to just defend his title against Holloway and then keep it for a fairly long time as well. I'm a big fan of Volkanovski. It does seem like he has all the potential to go on a really good championship reign. So the final tweet of the video comes from Front Page MMA's own Jake, Irish MMA, who says Yair can beat Zabit, but only in a 5-rounder. This one I agree with, to be fair, because obviously Zabit's big thing that we haven't seen yet is can his gas tank last 5 rounds, and so far it appears like it can't. Against Calvin Kattar, he really began to slow down in that last round, and Kattar was really starting to take control of the fight, so fighting someone like Yair, who has a very similar flashy kind of acrobatic style to Zabit, if the fight was to go to full 5 and Zabit's gassed out, but Yair's still doing all the same wacky, crazy, powerful kicks, punches, elbows, whatever he wants to throw at him for the full 5, I think Yair really can defeat Zabit in that one. Especially when you consider the fact that Yair did go 5 rounds against Korean Zombie, despite the fact he was kind of losing that fight, I would say, but it shows you that he's still going to be there for the entire fight, and for as long as Yair's in the octagon with you, he's dangerous. So when you put Yair in front of a tired Zabit, I do think that Yair could take that one, so I'm going to say I agree. So thanks for watching the second episode of MMA Opinions. If you liked it, make sure you go back and watch the first one. I'll link it in the description. So make sure you follow us on Twitter at FrontPageMMA and subscribe to the YouTube channel to make sure you catch whatever videos and podcasts and interviews and things that we upload in the future. So thanks again for this one, and I'll catch you next time.